As the freshman computer instructor, a majority of the emails I receive from parents involve the topics that I'm about to address. First of all, welcome to Bishop Mack. We're excited to share our laptop program with you and your student. Before you take home your new tablet, I'd like to share some helpful information with you regarding network drives, email, and Edline. First off, your student has already been assigned an email address at bishopmcnamara.org. This email address will be used to communicate with students and faculty while at school. It is strictly filtered and, as a rule, will not allow email from outside our building. Every student's email address is the same as their username, and the example at the bottom of this picture says SmithJ16. This would be last name, first initial, and the year of graduation, so students can easily access one another during the school day. The freshmen will be using a number of network drives, which they will learn how to access during the first week of school. Every student has been assigned a home directory. This directory resides on a server where space has been provided for storage of files that may be needed in the future. Students can access the H drive from any network computer, but can see no one else's. This directory is a great way to back up files in case of future computer issues. It can also be accessed from any computer in our building just by logging into the person's username. Another directory that students use regularly is the Turn-In folder, which many have referred to as the Dropbox. This directory also resides on a network server, and it is where students are expected to turn in homework assignments. Once a file is added to this folder, it cannot be edited or accessed by anyone but the folder owner, typically the teacher. Students can see what has been turned in, but will not have rights to edit or read any of the files within that folder. The Turn-In folder is not a system, but a location, and it is reliable if students use it correctly. Here's a video of that process. Students who drag their files to an unopened folder without checking to see that their work is in the right place risk losing credit for their assignments, as teachers do not search for work that is not in the folder. Another typically used directory is often referred to as the freshman folder. Teachers often put worksheets or other files necessary for class in this folder. Any freshman student can access any of the files here, and they can save copies of them to their own hard drives. They can drag files from this directory as needed, but they cannot save to this directory. Edline is your best method for keeping up with your students' progress. At freshman orientation, you will be given an activation code with which you will access your students' Edline reports. Here's a brief tour of Edline. When you sign up for your Edline account, use the Click Here link to type in your activation code and complete the login process. It's important that you include your email address during this process so that teachers can contact you with information about your student. If you don't have an email address, the next week would be a good time to create one. They're free on yahoo.com or outlook.com or google.com. There's no doubt some of you will have questions throughout the year, and you should feel free to email Mrs. Kinsner at school, as those questions should arise. The information we just discussed will also be available on Edline, and your students should know how to locate the information online once school starts. The link that you're seeing here will also be available to you